story of Dasha part 5. Okay, you remember the part 4 was about Prahlad. Yeah? Now this part is about Prahlad's grandson Bali. Okay? So Bali was a great Asura king, and like his grandfather, he was also a devotee of Vishnu. Well, he was a good king and he took care of all his Asura subjects, but he wanted to rule over all the worlds, the heavens, the earth, the netherworld, everything. So he consulted his guru Shukracharya and asked him how that could become possible. So his guru Shukracharya advised him to do a very special yajna called Vishwajit sacrifice. So this Vishwajit sacrifice or Vishwajit yajna was a very difficult and special one, but Bali decided to go ahead with it. With the help of Shukracharya, his guru, he started doing it, and as the yajna proceeded, you know what came out of that fire, yajna kund? A golden chariot with 4 divine horses who could run at the speed of wind, and loads of celestial weapons, and a flag post with a lion's head, and he got a protective armor. You know what is an armor? It's like a coat which protects you when you go for war. So with all these, Bali set out to conquer the worlds, the 3 worlds. And yes, he succeeded. Indra and the Devas were driven out of heaven. And Bali now became the sole leader, the sole king, the emperor of the universe. So he came to be known as Mahabali. With all this, although he was a good king, but this got into his head, and he thought, I am the most powerful. Nobody can defeat me. Ha ha ha. And he became arrogant and vain. Well, in the meanwhile, the Devas and Indra, they were also sad because they had been driven out of heaven. And so was their mother, Aditi. Aditi was the mother of Indra and the Devas, and she was sad that her sons had been driven out of heaven and they were powerless. So she prayed to Lord Vishnu to help her sons regain their power and their kingdom. So Vishnu blessed Aditi and said, "All right, O mother, I shall be born as your son. I shall take my 5th avatar of..." Wait, I'm not going to tell you the name immediately. So he said, I'm going to take my 5th avatar and I shall fulfill 2 missions by this avatar. One is to restore the heavens to the Devas and Indra. And the other mission is to humble King Mahabali. Although he is my devotee, he has become arrogant and vain. So I want to bring down his pride. So I shall fulfill these 2 with my next avatar. So I'm going to be born as your son. So as per his word, Vishnu was born as Aditi. And who was Aditi's husband? Rishi Kashyap. So Aditi and Kashyap had Vishnu as their son, and this child, as soon as he was born, he started growing, 'growing, 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 ' This boy was Vamana. You know what is the meaning of Vamana in Sanskrit? Vamana means dwarf. So Vamana now proceeded to meet Mahabali. And what was Mahabali doing at this time? He was conducting another yajna along with his guru Shukracharya and so many other rishis and sages and asuras. He was doing this yajna called Ashwamedha Yajna. As Vamana approached this place where the sacrifice was going on, suddenly the whole place became bright and everybody was surprised. What's happening? Has the sun god himself come down to accept the sacrifice? But no, who was it? It was Vamana, a dwarf holding an umbrella, a staff and a kamandalu. So as he walked in, Mahabali looked at Vamana and he felt there was something very pleasing about this person. He rose from his seat, welcomed Vamana and said, "Oh, young Brahmin, you look so radiant. May I know your name?" And Vamana smiled and said, "My name is Vamana." And Mahabali could not help but he let out a little laughter because Vamana means dwarf and here he was a dwarf, right? There was a dwarf in front of him who was called dwarf. So he said, "Indeed, you are Vamana. All right, what can I do to help you? Ask anything. I am Mahabali. I can give you anything that you want. Please ask." So Vamana said, "Yes, I have heard a lot about you, O Mahabali, that you are a great giver of things to anyone. But all I want is just a piece of land that I can measure with 3 steps of my foot." Mahabali was surprised. He said, "What? You just want a piece of land that you can measure with 3 steps of your foot?" And he looked at Vamana's feet. They were so tiny. And said, "Are you sure? Because I can give you anything." So Vamana said, "I know you can give me anything, but all I want is just 3 steps. Okay? Nothing more, nothing less." And Mahabali thought, it's quite strange. He said, "Well, if that's what you want, yes, of course I can give you that." "Haha, can't I give you that? I am Mahabali. Yes, I can give you that." But at that time, his guru, Shukracharya, he started thinking, who is this? Why is he asking for just this small piece of land that he can measure with 3 steps of his foot, his tiny foot? There's something wrong here. And as he looked at Vamana, he realized this is not any ordinary person. This is Vishnu. So he whispered into Mahabali's ear, "Oh king, be careful. This is no ordinary Brahmin. This is Vishnu." So Mahabali said, "Oh, is that Vishnu? You think that's Vishnu? Haha, Vishnu has come begging to me. I am a devotee of Vishnu and he has come begging to me for just such a small thing." Shukracharya said, "Yes, that's what. There is something wrong here. He's trying to trick you. I think he's trying to snatch the heavens for the devas. Don't fall into his trap. Don't say yes." But Mahabali thought for a while. But "Oh Guru, I have already said yes. I said yes, I am ready to grant you. How can I say no now?" Shukracharya said, "Mahabali, it's all right if you have said yes, but you can still say no. And before you give away anything, you are supposed to pour water from a container. The container looks like a kettle with a neck. So he said you are supposed to pour water through that, into the palm of the person to whom you're giving. And unless you do that, it is not final. So don't do that, okay? Don't do that." But Mahabali said, "How can I not do that? I am Mahabali. I can't just say something and then say something just the opposite of what it is. Oh no, I cannot go back on my word. I have promised him something, I will give it to him." And so he took out the container, the kamandalu in which there was water, which had a neck, and he was about to pour the water. And Shukracharya thought, what shall I do? How am I going to stop him? And he immediately transformed himself into a small bee. And that bee fell into the water, into the container, and went and blocked the neck of the container. If this is the container and it has a neck, so this bee went and blocked the neck of the container. So when Mahabali tried to pour water, he tilted it, but there was no water coming out because it was being blocked by that bee. Mahabali didn't know why the water was not coming out. He could see there was water in there, but it wasn't coming out. And then he looked here and then he just took out a stick and poked the neck of the container. He poked it so that whatever was blocking, he just wanted to get it out. And when he poked, that stick went and poked the eye of the bee, which means eye of the Guru, Shukracharya. And he just came out and took his original form. Mahabali didn't notice that it was his Guru who had gone in and who his Guru who had come out. And now the water started coming out since there was no block. And so he said, "Oh, well, okay, now it's solved." And so he poured the water as a symbol that he was giving away whatever he had promised. And at this time, the Guru was so angry. Okay, one, Mahabali did not listen to his advice. Two, he had poked him in the eye. And so he said, "Oh Mahabali, you have become so arrogant and vain that you have no respect even for your own Guru. It is for your own good that I am telling you, and you are not ready to listen. All right, I curse you that you are going to lose all your power." Mahabali heard it, but he decided, come what may, I am going ahead with what I am doing. It's okay if I lose all my power. At that time, what happened? Vamana, who was such a tiny young dwarf, suddenly started growing. He started growing and he's so huge that everybody else was looking tiny in front of him. Everybody was looking at him like that. Who is this? What is happening? And Vamana, now with his huge foot, with 1 foot, he measured the whole earth. With his 2nd foot, he measured the whole heaven. And now there was no place to keep the 3rd foot. So he looked at Mahabali and said, "Hey Mahabali, you are Mahabali. You gave me your word that you're going to grant me land that I can measure with 3 steps of my foot. 1, I have it. 2, I have it. But 3, where do I put the 3rd step?" So you're going back on your word. You're a cheat. But Mahabali said, no, my Lord Vishnu, I can see that you are Vishnu. You have come to test me. Fine. Yes, I realize I had become arrogant and vain. Please place your foot, your third step on my head, because I value my head more than anything else. So please put your third step over my head. And Vamana put his third step over Mahabali's head and pushed him down into the netherworld, into the Patal Lok. But then, you see, of course, Mahabali had been arrogant and vain, and now he had learnt his lesson, and he was a good person, and he was a devotee of Vishnu, and he had realized it, and he had become humble. And so Vishnu granted him immortality and said, please ask for whatever you want. And so Mahabali said, I would like to visit the earth and all the people once a year, every year. So even today, people celebrate Onam. Have you heard of this festival, Onam? That is celebrated because people believe that on this day, who comes back? Mahabali. So they celebrate his return every year. And why does he come back? To check on the people, to see if everybody is happy. So in this manner, Vishnu, by taking his fifth avatar of Vamana avatar, fulfilled his two missions. One, he begged the earth and the heaven from Mahabali, that is, for what? To give the heaven to Indra and the Devas, to give it back to them. Yeah? And he also managed to humble the arrogant Asura king Mahabali. Okay? The end. What have we learnt from the story? Mahabali was arrogant and vain, but he was a good Asura king. He took care of his people and he was a devotee of Vishnu. So, although Vishnu took this avatar to punish him for being arrogant, he did not kill him, right? Because the aim was not to kill him. It was to make him realize that he should be humble. Yeah? And so that's why he granted him immortality also. So, we learn to be humble and be good. Alright. Now, like my video, share it with everyone and subscribe to it. I shall be back very soon with the next part of Dasha, that is part 6. Very soon. Alright. It's time for Madhavi Aunty to say bye.